Snapchat? No, not yet. LinkedIn? Nope, not yet. Eric, you know what? Let's just get it over with, my friend. Let's start off with the day. What day is it?
So today is National Smile Power Day.
National Smile?
That's what it says, Power Day. So I think the idea is you can change your life with a smile, right? Smile at somebody even if you don't feel it.
With mask on, Eric, you're not going to be able to feel anything. So I don't know about that day. Let's try another one.
I guess that does screw up things. You can't smile at somebody with a mask on. You've got to.
Yeah, man. We might have to go with the new sign language, because obviously, people that can't hear obviously do sign language. So maybe we could go ahead and do, I don't know. What would be the proper hand sign language to show that you're happy and smiling? Is it a thumbs up or two thumbs up?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of the new sign language. It's not a good thing. So let's look for some positive ones.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Well, you know more than me on that level, but at the same time, man, we definitely need to figure out how to go ahead and make this day a positive day, because ultimately smiles do help a lot. So anyways, Eric, it's obviously Monday, June 15th. We're flying through this month. I feel like last month was a really, really, really slow month, obviously because we were going through COVID. And we still are going through COVID. The narrative of basically all the news resources and sources are filing from back and forth from, BLM, racial tension to COVID, people taking over little cities all in Seattle. I'm kind of like wondering what the heck happened there, but I swear, Eric, did you ever see a movie about Seattle getting taken over, or was it getting blown up? I forgot what it was. It was something Seattle.
I'm sure. I don't think you're talking about like Sleepless in Seattle, but
No.
I'm sure and I thought it was Aliens. So I don't know. Maybe we need aliens.
Sleepless in Seattle is was that a girls flick on HBO?
I think it was a chick flick from back in the 90s. Yeah.
Well, Eric, I'm glad that you are into that, because actually I did. I think I know for a fact I remember it. But yeah, dude, that's kind of funny that you referenced that. That's funny, Eric. So, Eric, today we have, to catch up with a lot of things that were happening over the weekend and also what's happening now. Obviously, the fire restrictions are in effect. We know for a fact that the weather is beautiful outside with that wind and the humidity in its position. It's definitely a recipe for disaster. I seen a couple posts yesterday saying that people from Springer Valley were getting evacuated from the location because of a fire that was happening out there. So it's very real, and it's a really, really bad time to be playing with fire, or being negligent towards things that can actually keep you from starting a fire, such as trailer chains, and also smoking. This, just stop it. Don't do that no more.
Well,
But guys,
you mentioned I was out this weekend four-wheeling. We went up to Mount Union, and I don't know if many people know, but there's a watchtower out there for the U.S. Forestry Service. And normally it's not, there's nobody in it unless there's a extreme danger. And the U.S. Forest Service right now, because of the wind and the dry conditions, are manning it. So if that gives you an idea of how concerned they are that a fire is going to spark up in our forest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to think also about, a lot of people are doing, crazy acts. So I can see why they're boasting, putting things in there. I know there's probably not an incredible threat, but ultimately there's things that we still have to watch out for. I mean, it is what it is, man, and we're living in a crazy world right now. And once again, locally in Prescott, we are doing fine. I mean, I go to places all the time. Everybody's still friendly. Everybody's still waving. I mean, even with the mask on their face, everybody still feels helpful and also approachable. I mean, it's kind of weird, but you would think that, mask and people just walking around, it wouldn't be approachable. But, once again, character is character. Whatever you bring, you will receive. So that's just how the cookie crumbles, my friends. But Man, there's so much, Eric. So the weather today is definitely going to be like picking up on the wind, but the high is still going to be really really comfortable at 84 degrees. So that's kind of cool. But it drops so much at night and at nighttime, Eric. Like it was at 47 degrees. That's cold. Like it's really really cold. But one of the cool things that I like about Prescott is that the if you kind of like leave the windows open overnight, and then leave it open until like 9 a.m. or 8:45, whatever, depending on your location, you could cool down your whole house up until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then obviously your house starts picking up on warming your house. So you could actually warm your house from like 2 3 o'clock p.m. to around 5 p.m. So basically, why I'm telling you this is that utilize the natural ability to cool your house down, and then at nighttime you could go ahead and shut it down during peak hours to save you guys some time and also save you guys some energy. But there you guys go, a little bit of Prescott secrets that I have for you, Eric.
Nice.
Or,
Yeah.
or
No,
whoever.
it's funny. I didn't have air conditioning up till last year. I mean, it's just it's really not that bad when you get used to it, and it's just those few hours during the day that are just just a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's only a few hours, guys. It's just literally only a few hours. I'm over here messing with the
A lot
Instagram.
of people move up here and they freak out if the house doesn't have air conditioning. But swamp coolers work just fine, and I know people that have nothing, and they work just fine.
Yeah, it's not unbearable, guys. So we do live in Prescott. So I love this area. This place is a really, really big blessing and also a gem. So we got to take care of it. But that's kind of like the cool thing about the weather here is that we have all four seasons and it's just beautiful no matter what day it is. I mean, it could have a little bit more curb appeal. That's kind of what we were doing this weekend. Ceci owns the Desert Rose Salon. Shout out to them. And she's like, I want the desert feel. And the cool thing about landscaping is that you could actually do landscaping that works with the environment. And in Prescott, we can work with both. We could work with the desert landscape, and we could work with the upper temperature or lower temperature landscaping. So it's really really good. But everybody suggests in Arizona to do desert landscaping. So I planted a bunch of cactus, Eric. Um, I never pulled out so many stickers just because I really had to. So I'm like, wow, man, I do anything for you.
That's
get
crazy.
those, get those. What do you call those check marks?
And I was talking to somebody on Friday, and they said that the cactuses survive the winter just fine.
Yes, cactus do definitely they rock, man. They go through the snow, they go through everything. So obviously, if they're planted right, and you can still kill greenery, and you can still kill cactuses, but there's always good ways to plant them and stuff. So
And
hopefully
I'm
we can go ahead and keep that going.
I don't know if there's a day, but every June it gets so dry here. Everybody should know that if you're new. If you live in the forest area, water your trees in June. That's always the rule of thumb that we always do. Is don't things are going to get so dry. So the things you can do is water all the pine trees or scrub oak or things like that in your yard.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that if you live in Prescott, you kind of like know about it. So, like last week, we had a freeze warning, and it's in June, so everybody's like, "What?
Right.
What's going on?" So you just be prepared. Up here in the mountains, we do some weird things, but it's always a good thing. Sometimes the greenery suffers, but we don't. We don't suffer,
There you
Eric.
go. You take it.
So with that being said, there was a lot of cool things. I've heard so many people. I didn't get a chance to go out and see all the fun things that everybody was doing. Special shout out to Arizona Woodworking and I think it was another paint company, but gosh, she's gonna probably murder me for this one. Um, and I just had a brain fart. Anyways, they went to the shop and made a bunch of positive affirmation signs. Remember the conversation we were having online, Eric, that do something positive for your neighborhood? Well, she did, and she got a what do you call it, a crew together, and the crew 100% set it up, and then next you know it, they were making signs. So they made a bunch of signs. I posted on the Prescott Times. So if you guys want to see that, you're more than welcome to. They're going to be posting all over the neighborhoods and in areas where hopefully most traffic goes, because we need to see those things. So anyway, Eric, we
Cool.
inspired some people out there, and that was awesome. That was totally awesome.
That is cool. So there was a fair downtown this weekend. I was surprised.
Yes, that was the other thing that people were talking about. And they were saying, man, driving downtown, it looked like, COVID-19 doesn't even exist. And, once again, it's Prescott, Arizona, and this was our first downtown event. And it looked like it went really, really well. Everybody was really comfortable. People were kind of like, yeah, nobody was wearing masks. If they were, nobody was having an issue with it. I know there were some protesters down there. Some people were having bad remarks about it, and some people were having great remarks about it. So there was like, it's one of those things where you can't not acknowledge that it's happening, but acknowledge that it is happening. So we still have that going on downtown. But overall, people said it was very beautiful and very inviting. So I like that. I like hearing that about Prescott. Prescott's always been that place where you could literally come here and just be free from wherever you're from, wherever your like walks of life. So that's what I like about Prescott, is you could actually have fun here and be comfortable. Be comfortable. Everybody trips out. They're like, why is everybody happy? And I think it's because we have, better oxygen than most cities and towns. You're not inhaling too much pollution here. So I always blame it on the environment, and on why people are happier here. So, or it could be a character thing. Maybe everybody here is really nice. Who
Could
knows?
be. Could
Yeah, who knows, Eric?
Yeah, I'll
So
take both. I hope it stays that way, but I will take both.
yes, most definitely. So the some of the things that have been happening over the time, Eric, you've been really really into the business side of things, and we have a local chamber member, Bill Binky.
Mhm.
Senior reverse mortgage specialist, and he likes to go ahead and do a newsletter every month. And this month, he kind of came out with, some numbers and some things that, kind of like we should probably know about. And he does like a 10-point thing, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and look down. No. Looks like he does a 15-point thing. But we'll just do number one, because it's kind of scary, and it's kind of like, oh man, it sucks. But anyways, the United States officially dropped into a recession on 2020 to 2920. I don't know if you believe this or go alongside with him, Eric, but it's the sixth recession in the last 40 years,
Mhm.
since 1980. The announcement confirming the start of this economic downturn was released on 6/8/20, exactly 100 days after the recession started. The next most recent recession in the country began at the end of December 2007 and lasted 18 months through June 2008. The announcement of the 2007 recession was released in 12/01/08, 336 days after the recession started. Source National Bureau of Economic Research. So that is the worst thing I ever want to hear, man.
I can't be the worst, but certainly it's not good. But at the same time, what I did find fascinating about the report, which I have seen, is that it started before the COVID stuff really hit.
Oh, really?
Mid February was before lockdowns, before the U.S. really got serious about it. During that mid February, it was pretty much, hey, we're going to shut this down and it's not going to be here. It was the attitude. So it was coming regardless. COVID just kind of made it a little worse.
Oh man, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that were happening as far as like, the whole trades deal happening with other foreign countries and stuff. So there's a lot of like disruptions, I guess, in our force. There's a disruption in our
Of
force,
course.
man.
There you go.
So, Eric, one of the also another thing that's happening, and we're not really. I'm not political, Eric. I don't know if you are political. We never really have these conversations of if you're a Democrat, Republican, or what. I never had a conversation with you, and I probably choose not to, because a couple of things that are happening. It's obviously election time in Prescott Valley, and there's a lot of people that are coming up. Also in our state, there's a election struggle going on. So I opened up the door on a lot of my groups for local
Politicians.
politics.
Yeah. I'm seeing the signs go up.
Yeah, so local politics is something that we are probably going to talk about just a little bit, but the only reason why is because once again, we want to take care of local Prescott, and we also care about the people that we put into office. So one of the biggest things that I feel like we should do and be responsible for is those type of things. And just as every American or every citizen or anybody that lives in this town, we should really care about those things. And I urge everybody to understand that, you know, we put these people in office in order for them to take care of us. And the reason why is so we could go ahead and live on our day, just live our lives without having the worries about where's the water coming from, is the water good, is the streets are going to be done, is the trash going to be picked up, some of those things that are duly noted for the cities, municipalities. So I will say that, guys, we will probably be, talking a little bit about that stuff. So I hope you guys don't, like, lose interest or whatever. It's really important that we actually, discuss some sort of things about it. We do have a lot of opportunity to share these city meetings. So if you guys do not notice those city meetings, we start a watch party, and it's sincerely talking about what is happening in our local municipalities, our local areas. So you guys need to watch. If you guys want to make a recommendation, put up a question, you guys are more than welcome to, and we'll get those questions to the rightful people. But we're also wanting the city officials to know that we are watching and we are understanding what's going on. So, guys, you guys have to get your voices heard, and this is kind of what's happening, around the world right now. Is that people are saying, "Hey, guess what? We are now wanting to hear something. We want our voices to be heard even louder." So, guys, this is something that needs to happen, and if we don't do it in our own, respective location, then it's going to be an issue. Going to
And
be a
so,
big issue.
we haven't discussed this, but I mean, I think you're open to any of those being guests, correct? I mean, if
Yeah.
they want to discuss their platform or what they have going on, I mean, I think it's an open door invitation to reach out to you. Is that correct?
Yes, and they will be doing a live. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to be doing. Hold on, I actually got it right here in front of me. Um, I have. Let me see. Where is she at? There it is. Um, Save the date. Be informed, voter. Don't miss our webinar. Still want to get that name. Showcasing the town of Prescott Valley Council candidates, June 24th, 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. I think that we're going to be doing live, so I'll be sharing that live stream for everybody, and hopefully we can go ahead and get some good people into the office, because they've been in office out there in Prescott Valley for years, Eric, for years, and I feel like they've done a great job, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, we need a little change."
Mhm.
So the mayor of Prescott Valley has definitely opened the doors for people to want to actually join the chamber of the city officials. And you know what's crazy about it is I actually talked to one of the elect, and I don't want to mess her name up, so I won't even say it. And she says this is the first year that they've had so much interest in politics in Prescott Valley, that there's over 14 or 15 candidates
Wow.
that are wanting to sit on there. There's 2 seats open or 3 seats open on the chamber, or yeah, the chamber, not the chamber, sorry, the
Council. Yeah.
the city official.
City council.
So that's kind of a big deal. I don't know if many people know this, but I actually help with the campaign of the the mayor of Prescott Valley. And reason why I helped is because I felt like he was a great candidate for Prescott Valley. So far, he has been definitely open and transparent with everybody and the citizens of Prescott Valley. So when he decided to go ahead and take that position, a lot of people stepped up, and that is insane. So I feel like we kind of opened the door for a new beginning in Prescott Valley that could possibly be the best beginnings to help, further Prescott Valley along for education and business. So hopefully, I made the right choice. And help that out, man. I've seen a lot of documentaries of people that have gone rogue in life, and one of the things that's I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, that I helped do that, I helped do that because I was okay with it," and then I seen one where a guy was like, "I wish I would have never done that." So ultimately, guys,
Voting
um,
time. Yeah.
I we have to watch who we put into office. So we need your help, citizens, the citizens of Prescott Valley and also Yavapai County, or even all of Arizona. Go out there and vote for your elected officials. We have to make some changes, and the way that we do that is by putting those people that are the voices for us in the position, so they can go ahead and talk about this. So, guys, this is how it all works. This is still how America is running as of right now. Unless you're in Seattle, you just take over the city. I don't know about this, Eric, but I'm really honestly thinking that I've seen this on TV. I've seen this in a movie. Like I have seen this in a movie, man, and I don't know what to say about it, but I'm just like I really don't know what to say about it. I was watching some videos where they're like, wait, they're giving us the city. I can see it. Like nobody knows what the heck's going to what's going to happen next. So you have these people that are in like, I guess it's a 6 block area down there, and there's people that are trying to rise up to be the leader of that area, and they will get on the blowhorns or even the PA system, and they will bicker with each other in front of everybody, and everybody is just like trying to figure out like who's the ruler, who's the leader, and it's just complete like I don't know, so I can't talk too much about it because I really don't know what the heck's going on, man. And this is something that has ever been I never heard of anything like this, man. This is insane. I'm like sitting here like this is America right now. Um, we're going through some major changes, guys, and I really don't know exactly how to think about it or where to go with it. Besides, I'm living in Prescott, and I don't want to say like I want to be ignorant towards the world, but guys, it's beautiful here. I don't know what to say besides I'm walking down the street, saying hi to everybody. Everybody seems happy here.
It's a great thing, and
So
enjoy it. Absolutely.
I mean, once again, we could go ahead and focus on what's happening in the world, or we could go ahead and focus on what's happening here and take care of what's here. And it works from abroad. So, guys, take care of your cities, your local areas that you live in, your neighborhood, your next door neighbors. I mean, go out there and meet everybody, enjoy everybody. Let's just bring unity to our communities. And that's the number one thing about what we want to do and try to help out. I understand that the world needs a little bit of a shaking up, but guys, I mean, Prescott really doesn't need a shaking up yet. I don't know. Have you seen anything that needs to be shaken? You know what? Let me take that back. I do see something that needs to be shaken up. It's the roadways in Prescott Valley. If anybody's traveled on the side roads in Prescott Valley, those things are just like washed, man. It's totally bad. So,
Uh,
anyways,
you got a good point. It's not just that; it's traffic, right? I mean, we're talking about adding another 80,000 people to the area, and where are their cars going to go?
yeah, they're not. So they have to start working on infrastructure, which I think they are. It's just once again, I don't think 80,000 people are going to show up today. So I think they have it in moderation. And I think that every year they're going to be doing from what I talked with Mayor Pro Tem Billy Orr, that they are going to be working and watching water before they start adding more homes. And Jason Gizzy, the owner of AED, said the same thing, is that he's not going to just automatically just build a bunch of houses and put himself and his family out of water. So he's actually going to, do the same thing, monitor with the city, and they're going to be responsible about the growth. But you got to start somewhere. So I think that's what that whole thing came out to be. But, once again, we'll see what's happening. If you guys actually look out there right now, there's tons of homes being built from Prescott Valley, right there on the long stretch of 89A, and those homes just like bloop, popped up, man. One year, there was a lot of homes there. So I don't know. I don't know about this moderation. I know that we also spoke with Mayor Greg Magarilli, and once again, that was our condolences to you and your family from over the weekend's funeral. But he said the same thing, that he monitors, the cities around us and acknowledge, what's happening. But Prescott Valley is actually the hotspot right now as far as growth. And then Chino Valley is getting ready to get some new people on their boards. So guys, this is happening right now. So now's the time to go ahead and be a voice. This is the place to be in Prescott, Arizona, and to help the growth here by,
We've got
you know,
comment here from Kevin, and he's saying it's the roads everywhere, and the I-17 is a nightmare, and that's true. I mean, travel on the weekends and all the people coming up from to the high country from Phoenix. I mean, we certainly, man, it's I don't know. It's not an easy fix.
Okay, so you remember, I actually had a chance to go ahead and interview Noel Campbell. He's our district person that sits in this in the government in the state government, and he came out in the news. The news blasted him by he was wanting to raise taxes, and gas taxes. And I don't know if everybody remembers that, but when we had a conversation with him, I told him, I said, in most cases, everybody really, really cares about the roadways in our state. Nobody loves freaking driving down the road and all of a sudden pothole, and then it ruined your rim, it ruined your day, it ruined your tire. Like nobody likes that stuff. Everybody likes to go ahead and just drive on natural roads that are supposed to be taken care of. So the conversation went like this. No, you want to go ahead and raise taxes. Why do you want to do that? And the conversation was really, really like educational. Go figure. I actually listened to the politician, man. And the politician guy says, oh, in order for us to go ahead and actually get our roadways fixed, and we got to pay taxes. That's the reason why I need to raise taxes, or I'm proposing to raise taxes. And I said, why don't you rephrase it by saying, save Arizona highways? So I don't know if you guys seen the narrative, but I think he might have listened to my suggestion, Eric. I might have been a suggestive person that day,
We'll
so
take
that
it.
kind of is cool. I kind of feel like
And
I'm a politician.
I mean, so that I guess transparency is key, right? Because I think I hear a lot of people complain we have some of the highest license plate taxes out of any state,
Yeah,
and then we have some of the highest gas taxes out of any state, and so people are like, where the heck's the money going?
yeah.
We
Well,
have roads, we have a lot of roads, but
yeah,
people don't want to hear more taxes when we're already paying more than almost every other state out there.
yeah. Well, here's the reason why, Eric. The reason why is because we as Americans are really honestly trying to go ahead and go green. So guess what? When you actually fill up on a regular gas engine, those taxes actually help build our roadways and keep our maintaining our infrastructure, our bridges, like all this stuff actually goes into that cost. He says that because of people turning into the green cars, guess what, aren't putting gas in their cars. So therefore, they're not paying taxes. And so there it goes to the registration fees, the buying your car fees, like all that stuff. It
Uh,
starts going and being built up to pay
I've got
for those sort of
bad
things.
news for you too. The green cars aren't paying what everybody else is in registration fees either.
No.
So, like, if you were to go buy a brand new electric car, I think the license plates for 5 years are like $50.
Oh, so there's incentives. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. And
That
so, with as many of them on the road there is, it's probably time that some of those policies get changed because we got if we've got to pay for these things, everybody who uses them has got to pay for them.
okay, so we had okay, so we remember when that all came out. I mean, it was like 2 years ago. So that all came out. They mashed on Noel Campbell, and then next thing you know it, I don't know if you guys seen it, but they okayed the tax hike that he wanted. And the reason why he wanted the tax hike is to fix the I-17 road from Black Canyon Highway to Sunset Point, to open the lanes, because obviously that's where a lot of people break down on going up that
Well,
hill.
and there's a fire almost every weekend. There was going up on Friday. There was a fire, and I-17 was closed or backed up. And then going back on Sunday, I think I read that I-17 was closed because of a fire.
Okay, so there's a lot of cool. I mean, so many things going on in this world. This is like, I mean, even the fires, man. Those things are insane. And I mean, really, honestly, it takes just a little bit of caution, and then things would be safe. Back in the days, the only reason why anybody was kind of scared of fires was because lightning. I mean, lightning was the natural cause. Now we have human caused fires everywhere. So we just need.
Anyway, back to the other time. So he got his legislation out there, and it looks like we are going to get some fixes to the I-17. But the thing is, those are like 5 years away, aren't they? Before they're complete, and during it is going to be a nightmare while they're working on
Yeah, it's gonna definitely be a nightmare because that location is just. I don't know. They might just build next to it. So in order for the two-lane highway to not be affected, I think that we in that discussion they said that they're going to build next to it. In some places, it's just they're going to have to build another bridge area. So there's a lot of money, and that was millions of dollars of road construction that's getting put
All right,
into.
so I actually pulled it up. The tentative date is that they want to, is it say complete or do they want to start it? It's they want to complete it by 2023. Obviously, this COVID thing has screwed up tax generation, so I don't know if they'll still be on target, but that's their goal is that they want to complete it by 2023.
Yeah, well, I hope that they do because it will definitely help out with the driving, and that's some of the things that we need actually in our 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 state. You know, some highways we like to travel. If everybody likes to travel, you know, and everybody wants a smooth road, last thing you want to do once again is hit a pot hole. We have a question right here. Are those regs fees fixing the roads? Yes for the Arizona highways, but no for your municipalities in Prescott Valley. So you're gonna have to hit a good old Mayor Palguda, but it wasn't his fault. I gotta let you know that those roadways were there way before Palguda came up. Man, I'm like, some of the things that really need a lot of attention are those roads in Prescott Valley, those side roads, because there's no walkways, and on each side of the road is a culvert that is so deep, man, that many cars have fallen in those holes, man. They can't get out. They got to get towed and everything. So I think that there's some things that can be fixed out in Prescott Valley, but I think one of the biggest things that he's focusing on right now for Prescott Valley is that YMCA. So I know he just put out a post just recently about that. So guys, go out there and help him out, man. He needs that help. If you guys want to,
Prescott Valley doesn't have a YMCA, right?
they do not have a YMCA, but they do have boys and girls clubs. And the only problem with those is that they get booked out. So you can't really utilize those services until a door opens because so many kids are using those services, which is totally awesome. You know,
So, hey, real quick, I know we keep bouncing around. That just so you know, that I-17 project's $320 million.
yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Remember when I don't know if everybody remember that they were just gonna just add it to your I don't know if it was the taxes or your registration. Everybody's like $40 extra. You're ready to play, blah blah blah. And here we are. So the question would be: is our roadways and infrastructure better than most countries or most states? That'll be the other question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, that's a good question for sure. This is
So
gonna be a
if
23
if
mile stretch.
Yeah, so if our taxes are really really extreme as far as like getting your registration, then I'm assuming that hopefully our roads. I seem to like our roads. I mean, there's a couple like interior roads inside the city, but that's the city's problem. It's not the
And the cities get money from Arizona Department of Transportation for road work and things like that. I mean, it's all divvied up a little bit, but you're right. The cities have to contribute their own tax funds to it.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we just got to keep up with it. And if anything, guys, those meetings are every Tuesday at all of our municipalities. Well, I think Prescott is Tuesdays and Prescott Valley is Wednesdays. I got to get that. I think it's Wednesdays. So if you guys like want to go ahead and be a participant, man, go out there and like vote, go out there and just put your name. They'd like to hear the community. That's what they're there for. So don't think that you guys, that they're untouchable because everybody is obviously, and I'm going to resort back to that whole Seattle thing, man. Obviously, they're not untouchable. Gosh, that is and now I hear also the Hell's Angels and the Mongols are going to go out there and have a battle, and I'm like, what is going on right now? This is insane, Eric. I mean,
is we're glad it's not here, right?
yeah, but you know what? Freedom fighters, BLM protesters, Antifa, like all these groups that are rising up. I think there's also the Good Boys or something like that, the Good Old Boys. It's another group that's going out there to kind of like I don't know. It's just weird, man. There's just some weird tension going on out there. But a lot of freedom fighters, that's what they call them, freedom fighters, people that are still bound to hold up the oath, which are veterans of the United States of America, and people that are actually in active arms that they made They made a constitutional agreement, an oath, and they call them the oath keepers, man. So those are a lot of people that are out there right now that are just like it's just like marinating in a pot right now, Eric.
That they are.
uh,
And, it's a different topic to go over right now, but the whole Facebook thing stimulates it. I mean, I definitely have a hard time with Facebook. Obviously, we couldn't do this show without it. But at the same time,
twofold.
it's stoking those embers and causing more problems. I wish I could turn it off, but businesses and business requirements require keep me from being able to do that.
Yeah, we are definitely in like a place in a time of like like we need it, but oh my gosh, a lot of people there should be like a mute button that hey, you're agitating, you're an agitator, don't be doing that. But then again, here's everybody, and everybody needs to know their place. Um, and everybody needs to have their voices. So, Eric, one of the biggest things that I loved about my business, one of them is the Prescott Night Out, Date Night Out, and it covers a lot of entertainment, and it also hosted a lot of entertaining deals. But it seems like a lot of people are actually building up to, you know, doing other events. So, like the Birdcage is having, events there. The Windsock is having events. They're having local bands. Sir Harrison, um, Travis Brockett takes the stage over at the Birdcage. So there's so many cool things that are happening. I mean, even perennial plants that thrive in summer heat. I don't know if you guys know this, but Waters Garden does a Saturday um, well, here I'll just tell you, June 20th, Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Every Saturday they do a class, and I'm going to check it out right now. I'm pretty sure it's
Pretty
for
cool.
free,
I
guys.
had no
And
idea they did that.
yeah, and you could go there every morning or every day, and it doesn't look like there actually is a cost to this associated. Let's see. June is the ideal month to plant perennials in the garden. Students learn how to design seasonally for a continual four-season bloom in the garden. Notable mentions will be the native and heat-loving flowers that bloom without any care at all. All local, all free. So there we go, guys. It's a local free class that is hosted by Waters Garden. And I swear, guys, it's actually one of my favorite pastimes. And I haven't really done it lately because I just didn't. It was like not thinking. But now that I have an opportunity, such as the salon, to kind of like put these things together, but thank God, since he just loves the whole what do you call it, the desert theme. So we don't have to do what do you call that, irrigation to get the water there. We allow the natural um, earth to do such things. So, I mean, if it needs a little help, obviously we'll help it out. But once again, guys, this is great education to help you if you move here to Prescott, Arizona, and you're from like a place that has water and water's plentiful, or water just naturally in the ground and it just grows things beautifully. Those are some things that you're going to have to really, really think about, because sometimes when you go outside, it's not as green as where you used to be, and you're just like, oh yeah, let's just go ahead and plant grasses everywhere, and that right there is kind of not a smart idea, especially when we're trying to conserve
In a
water.
lot of communities, especially those new builds that you were talking about that have popped up, it's actually against their rules. And so, there's a lot of places in Arizona now where you cannot plant grass and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so basically, don't do that.
Well,
Well,
cool.
we
Well,
got a
so
grant.
it's that time, my friend. I mean, it's been 35, 40 minutes of the show. And just a note, we want to keep talking about it. The 4th of July stuff, this little go ahead for City of Prescott, City of Chino, and Prescott Valley. So that's cool. And that's coming up. That's some good stuff to look forward to. And the summer solstice, I think, is this week.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Jeez, man, time is flying, Eric. I need to get on this need to know level. I need to read more stuff. I think I've been watching too much of this stuff going on and outside of our town that I really haven't focused on some of the cool things that are happening here locally. But guys, it's always time to bring me back. But anyways, you're totally right, Eric. I've been talking for a while. I didn't even know it was 40 minutes in 18 seconds. So thank you guys all for joining the Prescott Times. We have so much more info. How do you follow us? Well, you obviously follow us here on the Facebook page, the Instagram page, and also make sure you check out those stories because I post a lot in there. And in Facebook, obviously, Facebook is the biggest platform, but you could also go to the PrescottTimes.com. You will see a lot more information there because I can't post everything, but I can post everything on one page. So you guys could go ahead and make sure you follow that website and make sure you guys follow us every morning. We'll be able to have some spotlights, messaging going out, some subliminal messages, and things that you probably will never hear before come out of my mouth. So make sure you tune in. And thank you, Eric, once again. The Wilder's House, you guys are our sponsors today. So if you guys ever need a Airbnb in the local area, give them a call. They have a lot there for you. And Eric, you guys are amazing. I think that you guys do a lot of good for our community, and that's a good thing.
Thank you, sir. Well, I appreciate everything you do. You know that.
Especially the pictures, man. Those pictures Wilder House puts up. I like them. I like them. Somebody's a photographer over there, Eric. Is that you?
Sometimes.
Okay, man. I like your eye, man. You got to put those up all the time, bro. Just giving you that little. I know you don't need any extra curricular activities, man. But if you have a camera handy, make sure you take those pictures. You got a good eye.
Sounds good, bud. I appreciate it.
All right. Peace, love, and happiness, guys. Let it not be war. And once again, thank you for joining us today. And if you guys like what we do, make sure you share this page and follow us.